Hello friends, how are we doing today? I am wonderful, thanks for asking, and just so you know, I'm wonderful because I am drinking my Monster. So today I wanted to focus on another part of my post-Disney College program videos. I haven't really been keeping up with these things, but I have a lot of ideas to do. I just have to figure out how to organize them. Today though, I really wanted to focus on why I personally would recommend doing the Disney College program based on the benefits that I got out of it. Now, of course, there are pros and cons to the Disney College program, to just anything in general, and I found that I kind of had a balance of pros and cons when I came out of it. No matter how many times people may complain about it, I think they do find that they do come out of this program as a better person because they have learned about themselves along the way. And that's the first point that I want to focus on, is you are literally kind of, I don't know, like shoved into a brand new experience. Now, coming from Phoenix, I live with my parents. I commute back and forth to school. I don't live in a dorm. I don't live in an apartment. So this whole experience was something completely different for me. I have never lived on my own, and technically you are living with roommates, but you are still living on your own. Like, you're independently living. You're worried about your laundry and your groceries, and do you have enough cleaning supplies? Like, do you have just essential things? A can opener. Can you imagine life without a can opener? Can we talk about this? Like, our can opener was so stupid and stopped working, and I was like, how am I supposed to eat now? There's just some things we take for granted, and you definitely learn that kind of thing. Like, of course they provide you with stuff, but you're like, damn, what? This is all this stuff that you basic living that you actually use more until you don't have it, and you're like, oh damn, I use this like every 2 seconds. That's cool. So that was one thing that I got out of it, is like learning what needs to be essentially in your house and what doesn't need to be in your house, and how much that stuff actually costs. It was pretty amazing how much money I spent on just basic needs, because I've lived with my parents my entire life. They provide for me. So when I had to provide for myself, it was kind of eye-opening, and like, wow, this stuff is a lot of money. Like, I really appreciate what my parents have done for me and what they provide for me. I can apply what I learned in my apartment and just living in general to me living back in Phoenix. Now, another way that I learned about myself is emotionally. I already did a video on this. I'm not going to go into depth with it. You guys can watch the other video. I learned emotionally and just really spiritually, like, the person that I am and the people that I like to surround myself with. And I found that I surrounded myself with quality people that brought me up. They didn't bring me down. They didn't make me feel bad about myself. And if they did, it was just joking. And like, I can take a joke sometimes. But you find people there that really truly care about you. And that was something that I found just changed me completely, is like looking at your friends and analyzing them and being like, are these the people that you can see yourself being friends with for the rest of your life? And if you were to ask me that question now, I would say yes. I made some really amazing lifelong friends, and it's something that, like, I still talk to them now. I know it's still fresh from the program, but I find that they're going to be people that I want to stay in contact with forever and invite to my wedding, and I want them to invite me to their wedding. If they don't, I'm probably going to be kind of mad at them. I could go on for hours and hours and hours and talk about how amazing they are, and you guys know who you are, and I love you all for it, and you guys are perfect, and I'm just going to stop talking now. When I packed up and moved to Florida, I didn't really know what I was walking into, like what I expected to happen, and I think that's the beauty of it, is you don't know what you're walking into. Like, yeah, you're told that you're gonna be working at Walt Disney World. That's amazing, first of all, But second of all, you don't know what kind of adventures you're gonna go on. You don't know what kind of people you're gonna meet. You don't know what you're gonna do just in general. And not knowing that, I think, is the best part. I didn't really have this mindset of like, this is specifically gonna happen to me and this is what's gonna happen. I didn't really have a plan. And I found that as the best way to walk into this program is just keeping that positive mindset of I'm gonna take whatever comes my way and I'm gonna absorb it. I'm gonna, you know, just love it and just have a great time. And having that mindset, you end up doing things that you never thought you would do. First of all, I never thought I would have my 21st birthday party in a Disney resort room with a bunch of my friends. It was one of those like, wow, this is so exciting. Like, I've never done something like this before. I'm like at a party. Like, it was my party too. Like, it was something that just made me so excited. And it was like, these people are here for me. Like, of course they were there to drink, whatever, and party, but you know, they were there to celebrate me, and that was something that just was so humbling. And it was like, these people actually care about me, and I love that. And I never ever thought I would do something like that. And just this program advocated this. This is what brought me to having all these friends and doing all these things that I never thought I would do. I stayed up late all the time, which is something that I don't do. I'm normally in bed by like 10 o'clock. I mean, since I've been back home, that's me. Like every night, 10 or 11 o'clock, I'm in bed. But I would stay up late, wake up early, go to work, stay up late, wake up early, go to work. It was just something that I never thought that I would do. You know, just going on those adventures with people that really you barely know, but you're like, hey, let's adventure together. Like, let's do something cool together. And you're both like mutually like okay with it and like chill with it. I had a boyfriend for a little bit. I never expected that to happen. I mean, I remember having a conversation with one of my friends before I left, and he was like, oh, you're gonna meet a boy and you're gonna like love him and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm not looking for a relationship. Like, I'm only gonna be there for a couple months and then I'm gonna have to go back home. But you know, you never know what's gonna happen, and I don't regret any of it. I had a great time while it lasted, but of course, good things must come to an end. So, yeah, you going into this program, you never know what's gonna happen, and my recommendations for that is just to go along with it. Like, unless you're doing something illegal, like, don't do anything illegal, but like, just experience life. Just do things that you never thought you would do. Like, go out of your comfort zone. Like, do something cool. Like, just have fun. Like, that's the best part. It's like, you're there to work, but you're also there to live. You're also there to experience things that you may not experience like when you're at home. So just live life. Just love it. Just go off and just do things. Okay, cool. So back to the topic of the apartments. Disney provides housing. It's about $400 a month to live in the apartments, but when you really truly think about it, $400 a month really isn't a lot of money. You're actually living pretty cheap in the Florida area and in the Disney area. So I have to appreciate that, is even though we are cheap labor to Disney and they take that money out pretty much to earn money off of us, I found that we were still living pretty cheap, and I was still making money while I was there. I didn't come back from Florida with less money than what I left with, which was something that was one of my goals, is I'm not going to lose money when I go there. I'm going to either gain money or just come back with the same amount that I already had, because you got to enjoy yourself. And that was one thing I do regret, is I didn't buy as much stuff as I think I had wanted to, because I'm one of those money conscious people. And when you're there, I would recommend just, you know, doing whatever, going wherever. You're there for a short amount of time, 4 to 6 months, and you don't have a lot of time to really like enjoy yourself, I think. So just go crazy, buy a bunch of stuff. Just don't go like too crazy. Like, don't, there are some people that I knew that spent like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on stupid things like every week. You gotta be a little bit realistic with your money, but just have fun, have a good time, just enjoy yourself. Go and don't worry about money. Don't worry about like, am I gonna eat this week? Whatever. You're gonna go out anyways, so you can just go out to Ale House and yeah. Speaking of Ale House, if you do the Disney College program in Florida, make sure you hit up Ale House as much as possible. They're open until 2 a.m. and they have late night happy hour and the best chicken tenders, what they call zingers. Now let's focus on, the real reason why people really do this program. You get to work for freaking Disney World or Disneyland, whatever, but Disney World is better. Like, I'm sorry, I don't think there's any explanation needed for that, but you get to work for one of the most successful companies in the world. You get to work for the mouse, the man, the myth, the legend. Like, TBH, the jobs aren't that glamorous. TBH, you may hate your job. TBH, would not recommend doing food and beverage. I didn't do it, but I saw people that did it, and some people loved it, and some people just hated their life forever, and I kind of felt bad for them, but whatever. I didn't do it, so I don't care. I don't really have a ton of complaints about it. Yeah, the jobs may have been tedious. Yeah, they may have been annoying at times, but I think the people really make up for it. And then just remembering that you're only there for a short time and you're freaking working for Walt Disney. You have to remember that. You have to remember that you're also getting in free to Disney. So, that's what you work for too. I think overall the Disney College program is a great experience for people that are in college and kind of trying to explore themselves and understand themselves and maybe trying to find their path in life. I think it's a great way to maybe take a break from schooling. If you're thinking that you want to work for Disney, I would recommend doing this program before, just to see how labor intensive it is. Customer service wise, I think it really helped me develop better customer service, as in patience. It definitely helped me with my patience because there are a lot of wackadoodles there. Not everybody is going to have the same experience. Not everybody is going to have a good experience. I know a lot of people who have either self-terminated or left the program after completion, and they just felt like it didn't help them at all. It actually made them feel worse, that they wasted their time, that they just didn't have a fun time, and it's kind of all luck of the draw. I happen to get very lucky with the people that I surrounded myself with, but I know plenty of people who were not happy with the job that they had, who were not happy with the people that they surrounded themselves with, and that is really what makes or breaks your experience. So going into it, always have that kind of mindset, is like you are in control of what happens to you, and you either make it a great experience or you make it a sucky experience. Now, if I had to do this program again, or if I could do this program again, which I would never do the Disney College program again. If I were to work for Disney, I would try to get like part-time, full-time, but I would never do the program again. I wouldn't do anything different. I tell myself that, hey, I wish I would have done this, I wish I would have done that, but if I would have changed it in any aspect, it wouldn't have been the same experience. I would just say, if you're thinking about it, just do it, okay? Just apply. Just do it. Look into it a little bit more. Ask me questions. I can answer pretty much anything that you need answered. I will tell you my personal experiences. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Have a magical day, y'all. Bye.